when I do, for example, China Henko, my energy and his energy is permeating my body. And then I am internally redirecting it down to the ground. And that doesn't change once I start the yin movement in the yin yield. So for example, what I mean by that is if I stop, so here he can't push me over. And a lot of more people can do that, but it's done cosmetically or externally in that I have a bracing angle, which will be evident if he lets go quickly. Whereas if it's passing through me, the energy's going down, so when he lets go, there's no flow that way, it comes up, okay? So, it's not skeletal alignment and bracing angle, even as I go to the yin motion, which has no skeletal alignment, okay? This energy is going down to the ground vector. So maybe you're over here, and you can see if he pushes, this should not be possible from an external materialist point of view. But energy can do this. So even as I'm going to the yield, he could re-get his posture if he wanted to. And he's trying to push that way. It's still relaxed. He still can't do it. So as I go, he's clearly not at the same angle as I do each increment in the rotation, which means that I cannot keep the same ground vectoring throughout. The one that is here is constantly changing internally for every time he changes what he's doing. Every time. And that is one way of understanding this. Meaning, if you do this, and you have a skeletal alignment, and you just have tension, which gets renamed as extension, you're going to now lose that as you go into that yield. Meaning you will not be able to keep the structural integrity once you come outside of that oppositional angle. Okay? So one way of looking at it is I am constantly allowing the energy to change according to the change of the technique, but giving it the same destination. Another way of looking at it is that I have become permeable, okay? And it doesn't matter what angle his energy is at. It's not that I'm consciously, continually shifting the pinball little bumpers in my body to do it. It's more that I become just permeable, okay? So for example, we've demonstrated this before. So here is that weird angle, but if you he'll take this angle, so the camera has to come over here. It's not going to be like, whoa, how do I balance these two? I am in that same permeability ground vector. It doesn't matter. Even if he takes the same angle. Nope, here, on this here. You see that? It's not going to, whoa, it's not that I'm doing anything different. I have the same permeability. You understand that? And remember, this is all poetics, meaning you're trying to put in words what is not binary and dichotomous, but language is binary and dichotomous. Okay? So it's all poetics. It's just pointers, okay? So you can see the idea of incrementally adapting kind of made sense to the dichotomous mind, but when you have another angle, how the heck are you micro-adjusting materially inside for the multiple angles? Do you see that? That's not really what's happening. I am permeable is what is happening. Okay? I have become permeable. All energy is passing through me. Okay? Does that make sense in some weird way? So going back to having Shomen Suburi be an internal training drill, again, I take my mass and I vector it to the midfoot. Again, that's a poetic, that's upaya. It's not actually what's happening, but it'll get you there. How? It'll stop you doing stuff like this. You see that? This is heel weighty. And that's going to be very difficult for the beginner to do. You can do it because it doesn't matter. It does not matter. But as a gateway, you don't want to start at the end. You don't want to learn to swim in the deep end, in other words, okay? Try to set yourself up for success. So, my weight, I become permeable with my energy, and my marker is midfoot weight. Now I'm going to add the bookend. The bookend is going to add more energy, and you can see it's out there. So for example, if I become permeable to my body, and with the goal of midfoot vectoring, when you put this out, if you keep that exact thing, you start to go forward. You see? And I would not look at my feet right now. I would look at the geometry of my body to the ground. So I would look at my side as much as possible. Okay? It's not going to be magic in your feet or magic in your hands. It's allowing gravity, the energy of my own matter, to pass through me. And now it's the same thing. Same exact thing. You're going to have to make some micro shifts. And guess what? As you go through the cut, you have to do the same thing. Because that is constantly changing the center of gravity. Do you understand that? Well, is it a matter that I'm making these micro adjustments as I'm going? No, I would say no. It's a matter that I'm permeable. Okay? It's a matter that I'm permeable. So what I want you to do in this next exercise is look at Shomen Suburi from the point of view of, are you keeping the ground vector throughout the movement, or is it going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? You understand? As opposed to up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay? Let's try that drill. So, going back to something said in part one, is that I am not trying to get stronger. If you want to get stronger, lift weights. Okay? So it's not an arm exercise, and it's not a leg exercise. So I'm not trying to work my quadriceps. You want stronger legs, squat, deadlift, right? You want that performance output. And therefore, it also doesn't matter. Or let's say the heavier Suburito is not more relevant in regards to strength, right? It's going to increase the energy at which I'm operating at, and therefore be more of a window into how permeable I am. Okay, so for example, if someone is and let's see, Priscilla. If Priscilla is here, if I am only somewhat semi-permeable, and she's trying to push me over, I can kind of game it. I'm have a little flexion, I'm holding flexion in my leg, and it'll kind of work, you see? When you get someone stronger, you increase the amount of energy, and it'll expose that it's not working, okay? Likewise, when I had two people pushing at different vectors, it's going to be more telling whether I'm permeable or not, okay? So, for example, Rain will come out and say they're over here, and you're going to push on her. And so the energy that is passing through, ground, you see, it can appear to be functioning, okay? And now we'll put more pressure, and we'll have increased pressure, which you can do by somebody that is stronger, and you're going to see that it was not functioning at all. Or if we do the other drill, right, and you're going to do Tai no Henko slowly. So you're going to come to this angle, and she's going to get this clearly not skeletal alignment. More over here. Right. You see, he's passing through her. You see that? And so it'll expose how much of the previous angle was skeletal alignment, was material, was external, how much was internal. So go like this and just push. You see? Or we do the other one, get to there, stop, right? Give me your other hand, and I'll take this angle, and you can see that she's not grounded at all. She's not rooted at all. Do you understand? Okay? So as you increase the pressure, it is more telling of how permeable you are. Okay? And that's what a heavier Suburi toe does. And it's more like a truth stick. Okay? But you don't want to get a heavier Suburi toe to condition yourself. That's not the point. And likewise, you don't need this to go there. You can, of course. You can ground vector here as well. But the drill is the same. Okay? So let's try it with a Suburi toe now. Okay, so as the beginner gateway, all that energy is, I'm going to focus it, or at least observe that it is at the midfoot vector, okay? And again, a more accurate poetics than me micro-adjusting my balance so that energy is going down there. It's more that I become permeable. And then energy does its thing. What's its thing? It fills vacuums and it drops. It will drop. It's heavy. It goes down. Okay? And then I am intellectually confirming that it's going down by using my mind to register midfoot. Okay? So as I'm doing the movement, I have made myself permeable. That is the skill of releasing. Okay? That is the religious skill, the spiritual skill that you're trying to cultivate in your training. Is the skill of releasing, is the skill of becoming permeable. Okay? Becoming permeable to what? To immaterial things. Okay? In this case, energy. In other cases, the divine. I become permeable, creates a vacuum, that immaterial energy comes into my being. So in O-sensei's practice, he would do various techniques to become permeable. He developed the skill of releasing. He became permeable, and the kami would go into him. Same thing. It's a concentric arc. The kami is immaterial. Gravity, inertia, friction, immaterial. Same thing. It comes into me. Under the same laws. Okay? So, I become permeable, and what I'm going to do is the same thing that I do in a Kokyu projection. So I'm grounding here, and when I want to, I take the energy that is there and I bounce it and allow it to come back up the vacuum that I created and into him. So as I move, there's going to be a left hand projection right here on the end of the suka. So that energy coming down, my body coming down, the weapon coming down, boom, all that is being passed through my body to the ground vector, and at the exact moment of it coming underneath at parallel to the ground, under or where my hara is, that's where I kokyu the left hand. Boom. You'll see the tip wants to come up. Boom. Boom. It's not that I use the right hand to slow the sword down and stop it. I let it go all the way down. Left hand is on top. And boom, hits that part. Boom. 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 So you see the same kind of, I'm exaggerating it now, just like in that kokyu projection. I'm exaggerating this kind of bouncing, this kind of rebounding, so you can see it, okay? Boom. 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 This hand is loose. And it's not on my fingers, it's on my heel, on the heel palm. It's on top. Boom. And you're going to have that little rebounding in my body. Boom. When it bounces up, my grip now blends with the raising of the sword. So I don't lift the sword, just like I don't slow the sword. I don't lift the sword. I follow the sword up. So I have zero pressure on the spoken after the kokyu. Meaning I'm not positive, but I'm not negative either. And I'm not trying to bring the sword up mechanically. This way. That's leverage. Leverage. I'm trying to stack the weight and then bring it up. I'm not doing that. I follow it up. Boom. Follow it up. If I just stop you, the weapon will go behind you. So as I can hear the weapon up, neither pushing nor pulling, just blending with it. It's going to come up, and at this point, you're going to feel the other kokyu location. It'll be in the right hand. And you're going to see, you're going to experience another one of those percussion bounces or rebounding. So you're going to see like a double, I'll exaggerate, you're going to see like a double bounce. Not just the one where I come down. You see this? I just come down. This is leg training. This one, boom, there it is again. Pop, 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 pop. Right hand, left hand. It's not that they're pushing and pulling on each other. You see it at the top again. Another rebounding, another percussion. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so common misunderstandings. You coordinate inhalation with yin and exhalation with yang. And so, and then the common misunderstanding is that movement up all the way to up is going to be yin. And then movement down, all the way down is yang. So you inhale on the way up, and then exhale. No, the kokyu requires, in the beginner, the kokyu is the exhalation. So you have, up at the top, you have another one in the hand. And then one at the bottom. So, not like that. Okay? Another beginner mistake. You are counter-rotating the hands against each other. So usually you'll do that in the beginning to get a mechanical advantage here. You stack the bookend. But here you see it too. You pull the left hand. Well, I'm not pulling the left hand because the left hand is in an Aiki state. So it doesn't generate more energy. It stays neutral at 0. The left hand is what sends, the right hand is what sends the bookend back. Not the left hand pulling against the right hand. Okay? Let's define terms a little better. So, the kokyu is the pressurized vacuum resultant of you becoming permeable. So, as I become permeable, energy creates this pressurized vacuum inside, or energy fills the vacuum of my cavity, my material body, okay? That's kokyu. When I project with it to create things rebounding, that's me using kokyu to rebound, okay? Kokyu, in other words, you can develop kokyu here. As I become permeable, my body will start to become pressurized. This is kokyu-ho. This is kokyu-ho. Every step I take to the uke, I take myself, become permeable, my own energy, my own materiality goes down into mat. As I walk, that is kokyu-ho. Offer, that gets pressurized. That is all kokyu. So, that is what you're trying for. You are not trying for muscular strength, grip strength, shoulder strength, arm strength, leg strength. It's the pressurized and then the utilization of it in the projection points. So I don't want to create a flexion anywhere in my body because the flexion creates an obstacle to my permeability. So I'm not trying to twist. That's generating pressure or tension. Same thing here. I'm not trying to come up. I'm not trying to torque like that. You see that? I'm not doing that. That's not kokyu. Body is relaxed. Projected to 2 points. 2 points. There's the top one. Boom, 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 and the bottom one. Okay, got it? All right, try. See, you're just working it. Okay, let's pick it up. You'll find it more challenging. Why? Because it's more energy. Okay, try it again.